Hi, welcome to the Mom series, Misunderstanding of Multiplicity. This channel is about multiple personality, or what was once called MPD and is now called DID, Dissociative Identity Disorder. I'm going to be talking very fast because I want to cover a lot of quick topics, and I actually have been trying to make videos for over 11 hours now, and the reason it has been 11 hours and I'm up to video 60 is because I have been trying to edit out any changes in my voice, any changes in topic that gets switched up, any changes in opinion that might seem a little harsh or too harsh, or I have been editing the mosaics out of video, and I wish to apologize to the mosaics. My name is Maria. I am in a shared large group, shared body, single body, sharing my life, my time, my space with a group that was diagnosed multiple in 1986. It was first suspected that I might be multiple in 1977 when I was seeing a social worker in Penfield High School. My social worker, I was seeing him 3 times a week because I had a lot going on in my home and my past, and it was trauma related, and the social worker was, his main work that he did was actually with Vietnam veterans who were returning from war with post-traumatic stress disorder. And he went to my guidance counselor and he said, you know, I think Maria might be multiple. And my guidance counselor put that in my school notes that it would not help me to know that. It was not in the books, in the DSM. So our job is over. We get her graduated, and that's that, you know. Okay, so 1984 rolls around, and I'm having some panic issues and stress issues, and I got a lot going on in my life. Got divorced, got a lot of jobs, got going to school full time, got kids I'm raising, I'm getting physically sick, I'm stressing out over my body keeps getting physically sick, got a diagnosis of lupus, a diagnosis of meningitis 11 times, hysterectomy, tumors, on and on and on. I'm getting physically depleted. I'm running my kids with my schedule. So I'm going to school full time to become a social worker and doing internships as child protective worker, doing internships in emergency intake, working as an emergency intake worker, working as a child protective worker, doing internships in working with teens that are pregnant, doing internships working with geriatrics, doing internships working with, just doing everything, because that's what social workers do. They do a little bit of everything. Okay, so I'm working really on that while waitressing over here, while getting sick in the middle and coming up short for rent, and, you know, that kind of thing. Like, really just running my tail off and running my kids with all the stress. And literally having to take to my bed because internal bleeding, I have to get sedated, go to bed, and you know, I've got nurses coming to my house now, I've got homemakers coming to my house because I don't have a mother or anybody in my family that can come help me, so, you know, I had to rely on these services. So I had a child who became very, very unhappy with the home environment, and meanwhile I'm multiple. And I know, and I've been diagnosed multiple in 1986, and I continue on in school, and I graduate in 1989, and I go on to work and everything, and it's really not a problem. But by 1992, it's a big problem. I have a child who does not want to come home unhappy. Okay, so my cousins come into my life, and they say, you know what? Do what you got to do. We'll take the kids. Go to your therapy. Kids will go to therapy. You go to therapy. Do what you got to do. I follow the path of what I think is the cure, what I think is the thing I must do, what the media has told me, what psychiatry has told me. You must get integrated. And once you get integrated, that will be the cure, and then the kids will come home. Now, this was just a verbal and little written on a little hand note piece of paper that I made between my therapist and my cousin and me. Was, if Maria can integrate with the group for 3 months, then we can discuss if the child wants to come home, and this child can spend more time, and this child can spend more time, and this child, like that. And if all the adults are in agreement, and it's been exhibited, blah, blah, blah. So now I'm going through all these like forced integrations, failed integrations, forced, trying really hard, and it's not happening. And that was never the answer. The answer was to be co-conscious, to communicate, to be amongst each other and respect each other and live. And once we began to do that, we got healthy. But last year, a family member of mine, after being out here advocating best I could and sharing with the mosaics about my life, looking at media portrayals that are always filled with misperceptions and the most horrific, after 4 years of that, a family member came to me and said, you know, I'm not I know your channel is helpful to you, but I'm not happy with it because I'm starting a new life, and I'm in a new town, and I'm starting a new job, and do you think maybe you could just take your channel down? No, that wasn't going to happen. No. Okay, do you think maybe you could, like, just not announce when Astrid's out, not announce when Tony's out, not announce when the other ones are out? No, that's not going to happen. Well, then, can you just, I know, you can just come out and just not even say a name. Just announce your channel and talk about a topic. Okay, that's doable. Oh, and by the way, can you change your last name so that if somebody Googles your last name or Googles my last name and your last name, they're not going to have to worry about me being multiple? Well, about there I called bullshit, but I said, okay, I'll go with a middle name. I'll give up my last name that I've been struggling to get back all my life, and I'll give it up. Okay? You go ahead, take my last name, which really isn't your name, but go ahead, take it. Okay? And I'll give up my last name. Well, I'm taking it back. It's been a year. No phone call. No texting. No email. You're not in my life. Why am I rearranging my life for a person that's not in my life? Okay? It's done. And if any family has a problem with me using my last name, you can just take me off your friends list and your circles and your plans and whatever, and just drop me. I know where you live. We got each other's email. It's no biggie. It's no skin off my back. Right? No biggie. All right. So ttandsome wrote me regarding the Dr. Phil video that I did. A response to Dr. Phil video. Tyler and Tracy from the Dr. Phil show wrote me 30-something hours ago and deleted their comments. Says author withheld name, but I can still see you in my Gmail, and I can still see comment removed there. So I read your comments, Tracy or somebody in your group. God bless you too, and smiley face right back at you. And it is my freaking business, because how multiplicity is portrayed on TV affects my life. So if it's portrayed as a person that is dangerous and always in turmoil and life horrible and unable to function and dangerous, it affects me. Okay? So I respond to every single media portrayal. I'm not picking on just your video. It would have been really wrong of me to not cover Dr. Phil. Okay? But what my brain kept thinking is, what makes anybody think they're going to get help with Dr. Phil? I always think that. I never watched Dr. Phil. I don't like Dr. Phil. But I watched it because you were on it. Okay? Number 2, Tyler. You said, Maria may have some experience, but nobody can understand what our life is like by watching a 40-minute condensed version and know how our life is really like is just foolish. Of course it's foolish. That's why I look at media portrayals, because media will only show the sensationalism, the worst, the horrific. They're not going to show how it really is because nobody would watch it. Tyler, you went on to say that, okay, your wife is no longer on all those medications and never was, and it was very clear that she's not on any medications. Yet, on the Dr. Phil forum, you wrote that you're spending over $1,000 in Tracy's medication, and glad you finally found a discount. That was just at the end of May. Okay. You said that I misrepresented your mother-in-law's role. I see your mother-in-law as a very caring woman who is guilt-ridden, and so does your wife, and so do others. That I don't understand what's going on with your children. I do. Children do see the changes in their mother. Children do see bruises on their mother. They see cuts, and they see changes, and they pick up on stress. I know this. I lost my children. I had one unhappy child that was able to vocalize it, and children are very aware. You said I knew nothing about your marriage. I know that Becky's unhappy. I know that Tracy's unhappy, scared that you're going to leave and she's going to lose her family because she's multiple. And Dr. Avant did say that within 2 to 3 months, she came to the understanding that Tracy may be multiple, that it was DID. In fact, Dr. Avant said on her website that she believed that Tracy was DID after 2 to 3 months of meeting with many different Tracy. So I'm not, go ahead and correct me, but I'm not being vicious. I wasn't out there being vicious. And I know you've taken a lot of slack and everything, and I just wish you guys get the help you need. And I hope you get it. I heard you didn't get it, and I feel bad that you didn't get it. But like I said, Dr. Phil, May was sweeps months. It was also an anniversary, and this is the problem with media presentations. I did an interview on healthyplace.com. It was the first interview that a mental health website had ever done on DID. In fact, it was the first interview done on DID in probably 9 years anywhere. In 2009 in September, I did a video, and I took a lot of criticism too. I put myself out there. So please don't tell me, like you did in your comment, that I don't know what it's like to put myself out there. I lost my children. I lost the most precious part of my souls. They're gone. Okay? You can't get those years back ever. So that's all I wanted to say. And to everyone else, I love you, and I love you guys too, but I love everyone else, and you will be seeing some videos from Mosaics on different topics. And we're back. Thank you.